Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Ben and this is Adventure Theory. Now on this adventure we are hiking out of Chesler Park in the Needles area of Canyonlands. The reason why the hike out became an adventure all its own is because it was completely different than the hike in. What happened is a pretty big storm came through and set right on top of my head. And if you're unfamiliar with canyon country, I need to tell you this is a very important disclaimer. Canyons are super duper death traps. What happens is rain falls into smaller canyons that funnel into bigger canyons and then go down for hundreds of miles sometimes. For example, Buckskin Gulch, if you're gonna hike that iconic canyon, you've gotta look as far back as Bryce Canyon National Park for any serious weather, because it all funnels and channels into the same area. And earlier in 2023, several hikers did die from being caught in a canyon when a flash flood came through. So it's very, very important that not only do you check the weather before you go, but also have a plan B. Because I realize these adventures take planning, and it sucks if you show up at your adventure, find Mother Nature has her own ideas about what's gonna happen, so you need to be able to pivot to a different adventure and a safer adventure. And in all of these areas, there's multiple things to do within a very reasonable distance. So always have some backup plans just to make sure you can return home safe. What happened to me is I stopped by the ranger station on my way in because it was partly cloudy, partly sunny. The ranger assured me that it was pretty safe and it was good to go. I went ahead and hiked in with beautiful weather, partly sunny, partly cloudy, perfect hiking weather in the desert. But the hike out, that's when the storm set in, and we're talking thunder, lightning, and rain. And a lot of the areas of this trail are wide open and exposed, which is high lightning strike area. And there's lots of canyons and washes and gullies to cross through and walk through, which are high flood zones. You can hike in a trail and have a nice dry creek bed, only to find that creek bed completely filled and impassable on your hike out and leave you stranded. But that thunder and lightning set right on top of my head for the hike out, and I had no choice. So I just went as fast as I could. And it was both beautiful, fascinating, and terrifying. If you want to see what it's like to hike canyon country while it's raining thunder and lightning, I'm about to show it to you. Let's go. So I'm on my way back to the car, and when I got to the very top of the ridge with the overlooks, a squall came through, a little bit of rain, big drops, but not a whole lot, just kind of a couple of them passed through and then left. And in their wake, what they left was this stillness, a complete and utter stillness. Except for that thunder. There's some nasty weather like all around the area. And I got lucky on the hike in. In fact, the whole reason I didn't go to Druid Arch is because Druid Arch goes down this wash right here. So for like 2 miles, you're just right here in this canyon. And this whole area is really, really, really prone to flash flooding. But this stillness, this absolute quiet, man, it's just amazing. Except for that thunder. That's a little unsettling. So I got 2 more miles to go. I'm gonna beat feet and see if I can find a place to make camp. It's pretty when it rains, but also really super scary. A little water trickle is just beginning to fall right here. And so a lot of these areas have some really spectacular waterfalls, but only during heavy rains. It's not raining heavy right now, but who knows what this weather's gonna do. It's not looking good. See, the water collects and funnels down all these rocks into these narrow channels. And here's a little stream being born. It's only gonna live as long as the storm
And it's only made it this far, but look, it's growing and growing. And these things can escalate quickly, so time is of the essence. That's so weird. Like, that is the 4th group I've passed who are heading into this adventure right now. Like, just starting. I'm about a mile and a quarter away from the parking lot. There's lightning flashing all around, thunder clapping overhead, rain. I mean, just look. It's like that in every direction. And a lot of these areas that we're hiking through, and at the end of this particular, well, not the end, but one of the primary destinations is up high and exposed, which is a super high lightning strike area. Like, never mind all the different washes and little slot canyons and gullies that you have to either hike through all the way. Like, if they're going to Druid Arch, they're gonna spend 2 miles in a flash flood zone. And it's clearly storming right now. Like, they're just starting their adventure. That's crazy to me. Jeez. This is the trail right now. It's really starting to pick up, but thank goodness there's the parking lot right there. Ay, 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 just in time. Holy cow. Okay, I made it to the car just as the trail was becoming a little stream. But now I still got to make it the couple miles down this dirt road that's also a wash. So I still got to get out of here before the road floods. Otherwise I'll be camping here for the night, which is fine, but I also don't want to get stuck. So we're out of here. Now you see this road has many spots where this happens. You hear the thunder and you saw the rain. It's just beginning. In a couple hours, this may very well not be passable. So these are the things to remember when you're out in these areas. Dude, if it starts raining, you're probably better off getting back to high ground, because yeah, they can get dicey. So obviously I made it out of there okay, and I'm at camp. Now, one thing to be noted, if you're in the Needles district of Canyonlands, there's a couple campgrounds leading up to the entrance of the park. Now, the park campground was completely full today, which took me totally by surprise, because today is September 29th. pretty late in the season. But it turns out that in this part of the park, their most popular months are April and October because of the weather, so it makes sense. But be advised, the first campground I stopped at wanted to charge me $30 to camp. I couldn't believe it. Right down the road there's some BLM land, which is where we are right now, and I got this spot for completely free. Up the way there's some spots that are like $15, and then there's another campground that I never made it to because I found this spot. Anyhow, before you go ahead and lock down a camp spot for $30, it definitely pays to check out the surrounding area first. See you next time.